Hello, friends. My name is Aslam Sheikh, your host for this evening. I'm a founder and CEO of Aleph, a platform to promote the global perspective of education and career. This is our 73rd Career Talk and broadcasted live on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Every Friday, we aim to bring in the valuable speakers to discuss the topic that is important to you and for your career. And those who are joining us first time, well, let me quickly introduce you. Alif is the first alphabet in Urdu language that signifies the beginning of education, and that's the name which we have chosen 10 years ago for our organization. By the way, last year we were among the top 10 most recommended overseas education consultants by the very reputed Insight Success. We have counseled till now over 23,000 students, and we offer a choice of 200 plus universities across 14 countries. So, with this short introduction, let's move on to our today's topic. And today's topic is very unique. First time we have picked up this particular topic in last 1 year. And we are going to discuss today about studying in Florida. Yes, you're right, studying in Florida in US. And to discuss these exciting subjects, we have with us the expert panel of speakers. So let me do the honor of introducing him. So let me welcome Mr. Deepraj Khatraj. Hello, Deepraj.
Hello, hi Aslam. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you very much for your time and thank you for joining us. And let me quickly introduce yourself to our audience.
Right. Um,
Okay, so yeah, you want to say something?
no. Thank you for the invitation. This is wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So, friends, Deepraj is a business development manager at GUS and he's representing Florida Polytechnic University. Deepraj is a US Department of State trained former Education USA advisor. He has over 9 years of professional experience promoting US higher education in India and the management of it. He has had his years of working for big brands such as Fulbright Commission of India, the US Department of State Education USA, Arizona State University, and lately at Global University System. So let's welcome Deepraj. Deepraj, once again, thank you very much for joining us. And I'll soon begin the session with the question. But before that, let me quickly introduce friends. We are going to talk about Florida, which is very much the southern part of US, and of course, you've been seeing a lot of movies, shots in this beautiful state and the beautiful cities of the states. And Miami is, of course, you can't stop talking about Miami beaches and Miami nightlife when you talk about Florida. So here is some very brief introduction. Before I ask my very first question to Deepraj, I've also got one of the points which my team has suggested to share with you. So, Florida is ranked among the seventh most popular state for international students, and that tells you a lot about this particular states out of 50 plus in US. And US News has also ranked Florida education number 1 in nation 4 years in running. So, with this positive points, let's begin our today's session. So, of course, Deepraj, with your expertise in the US education and your 9 years of professional experience, our audience would like to learn from you that when they look at USA, there are a lot of options, and they are
Mhm,
very equally very competitive option in terms of states and cities. You know,
mhm.
unlike Canada or unlike other country whereby one or two states are very famous out of the country, but here in US, it's really confusing to choose the right option. How do you advocate Florida, and how does Florida suits the students' requirement vis-a-vis other states of US? Deepraj.
Yeah, so that's a very interesting question. That's the question that most of our students struggle with. And it's supposed to be the first step to do the right kind of research. So when I was an advisor, I'd always tell my students, whenever you're doing your research on a few parameters in the US. So budgeting is, of course, like you should be looking at geographical location of a university that you should be looking at. You should also look at, you should not take a ranking very seriously, but, like use it as an indicator that I would tell them. So, there are so many things that you have to look at or take care of, like before you begin your research or while you're doing your research. Now, if you talk about Florida, Aslam, there are two kind of people who are moving to Florida. So one is the retirees, of course, like warm, sunny place. The retirees would like to call a home. The second one are the job seekers, that are moving to Florida. So lately, not lately, but like it has been quite a while that the state of Florida has seen its boom. and it's still growing and continuing. With so much of sectors that come up, or industries that have come up in the region. So there is a lot of things happening in Florida, and I would say that when students are looking at all these, are looking at options, look at also the periphery of, how a state or is shaping up, so that at the time when they graduate, they have something in hand, like to look forward to or better their career.
I'll definitely agree with you, Deepraj, on this point, because I was just speaking to one of my friends, and then he said that he would want to actually go back to Florida. He has got his house. He said that I would want to enjoy my last days in this beautiful place, and that's what you said for the retire. Yes,
I,
absolutely.
And one more thing I want to add to that, like students from other parts of the US would come to holiday in Florida. So as a student already studying and staying in Florida, like you are already in a holiday destination.
In the
So,
hol-
like work as well as fun go hand in hand. So that's what I would say to people, students who
Absolutely.
are looking at Florida.
Absolutely, Deepraj. So, friends, what Deepraj is saying that if you choose to go to Florida as your study abroad destination in US, you don't need to go to the holiday destination, right? You enjoy your serious education and also enjoy your life
Mhm.
in the same state, and that makes a lot of sense. Thank you, Deepraj. Let's move on to our next topic, wherein we would like to know. Here, maybe I've got one question coming in here that Florida Polytechnic Universities. I mean, we would like to know more about this particular university from you, and
Mhm.
also maybe one question came that's connecting to this point is that Deepraj, there are colleges, there are community colleges, then there are universities, and now we are
Mhm.
hearing Florida Polytechnic University. So, what is the
Mm.
difference between being a university and Florida Polytechnic University with this word in between? And if you want to disclose more about this beautiful university.
All right, I'm glad you brought this up. Like there is a general consensus in India that polytechnic means those institutions that where students would choose last, like the better ones in India. So polytechnic in the US means something which is very, very different. Poly means, as you know, it means many, and technique means technique. So there are many techniques to learn something or do something. So Florida Poly is one such university that promotes multiple discipline and multiple techniques to study. So that's the basic difference between a polytechnic university and other things that you hear in India. So students, like if you're listening to this, polytechnic does not mean anything bad. It does not have the same connotation that it has in India. It just means something different, something specialized in the US. All right. So
So,
if you want me
yeah,
to talk about the, yeah,
yeah, please. I just want you to
go ahead,
talk
Lisa.
about the university. Yeah.
All right. So I would say Florida Polytechnic University, or Florida Poly as it's called, it's a very, very young university. So if you're looking at, like most universities in the US, they are over 100 years old. But Florida Poly, on the other hand, is just a 7-year-old institution. So it was started in 2012. Classes only began in 2014. So we are in 2021, and in 7 years, it's just been 7 years that the university has been in operation. But in 7 years, it has gone ahead where most universities probably have not seen that much growth in their initial 7 years. So they have achieved rankings like top 40 engineering programs, of universities not offering a PhD. They have gone to achieve rankings like number 14 in best career outcomes for students, number 74 in best UG engineering programs in the US. So that's the direction the university is moving towards. The state of Florida, Florida Poly, is a public university. The state of Florida has invested a lot, in terms of financial resources as well as human resources. They are committed to bring, the best talent from around the globe, and that is why, I am here. And I'm promoting Florida Poly in India. and I'm looking for those special talents.
I think it's very remarkable to see that within 7 years, the university is making among top 40 or top 15 for different parameters. And especially India is a land for
Mhm.
engineering students, aspiring to be an engineers. And that makes a lot of sense for them to
Right.
look at from engineering point of view, this university seriously, which offers something very
Mhm.
important programs to look at. So what kind of programs does this university offer to students? What kind of choices are there for undergrads and postgrads?
Right. So it's a STEM-only university. So all programs are science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and these are all STEM designated program, which means OPT, CPT benefits are there. Um, I would say, the reason why, the state of Florida thought about this university and the positioning it in this in the state, was Florida Poly is located in Lakeland, which is in central Florida, which is right along the technology or tech hub, you can say. So Central Florida is fast becoming the technology hub, and uh, the thinkers or the planners for this university thought that Lakeland would be the well-suited location for it. So on the uh, on the east you have Orlando, on the west you have Tampa of Lakeland. Now these two cities combined together, they have over 15,000 high-tech companies. So, it was not a big surprise when Lakeland was chosen to be the site for Florida Poly. And all programs, there are majority of all the basic engineering programs are there. Um, s Before I go into that, let me tell you something. So, Florida Poly has more of UG programs or UG students than graduate students. So, right now, a student, if they are looking at Florida Poly, they are looking to study either an undergraduate program or a master's program. So there are 10 UG programs, degree programs, and there are 2 degree programs at the master's level. So in all, it has 31 concentrations that students can pick from. All right, so they have the usual ones, the usual engineering programs, but I can read out a few programs that are very emerging, that are very career centric. So business analytics and data science. Then there are some unique programs like engineering mathematics, engineering physics, environmental engineering. All these programs are there. And if you talk about grad, since India is a grad market, so we have MS Engineering and we have MS Computer Science as the 2 degree programs. So under MS Engineering, we have 5 concentrations. So there is electrical engineering, computer engineering, mechanical engineering, engineering management is there, and robotics. And of course, under computer science, we have 2 concentrations, which is computer science and data science. So something, which is very fitting to the industry. That is what the state of Florida thought about. There is a big lacuna or there is a big gap, where STEM students or STEM graduates are not much as the demand is surging and they want, people to fill in those shoes or those gaps.
Right. Absolutely. Thank you very much for this piece of information. In fact, I would suggest students to look at the university website for more information. And as you rightly mentioned, that there are specializations which are actually catering to the students' need related to
Mm,
engineering, the subjects which you mentioned, and computer IT and data science, which is the talk of the town. And most of the IT graduates, even the non-IT graduates, are looking to join this particular program. So, friends, that's the list of the university, and it's a STEM based. So your confusion gets over because many of time you want to concentrate onto STEM courses as compared to non-STEM. So here is the clear option for you that you enter into this university, which is purely based that the DNA of the university coming from the STEM programs for you to join.
mm.
So thank you very much, Deepraj, for that point of thing. And let me
Aslam,
quickly.
one more thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
before we jump on to the next question, so let me just also add, students, when they are looking at when they are researching universities, they miss the biggest, source of information. They miss looking at the university's website. So that is the host of information that is available. Don't go on hearsay. Many students are going on hearsay what other people are joining, where other people are going. look at yourself, look at the university's website, look at particularly the programs, if the components of the programs are well suited to their goals or career aspirations or anything of that sort. So the university's website is very, very comprehensive. Pick any university's website, it is going to be very comprehensive, and don't go on hearsay. I've been seeing a lot of students for the last 9 years, they miss this basic thing. They don't want to look at information themselves.
That's true, and that's the reason why probably you would find our counselors would be very handy. So, in case if you're very lazy and you don't want to do the research on your own terms, do use our help. We offer free services for you. So, a counselor would be more than happy to give you the right information extracted from the university pages to present you to make help you to take a right call. Before going further, just one very interesting thing I would want to share, friends, that Florida is also called the Sunshine State. And the reason why it is called Sunshine State is because the average temperature of Florida remains between 27 degree at the highest to the 16 degree at the lowest. And I think that's a beautiful weather for you to be there. And if parents you're listening to us, I think you would be at very much ease that you want to avoid the cold, you want to avoid that very strong winter. Then this is the place where you want your kids to go and have a peaceful life. So on this note, let's move on to our next question. Uh, so Deepraj, we would like to understand from you is that does this university offer a specific scholarship to our students, to our listeners who are listening to you? And what's the fees like at this university to join?
Mhm. All right. So if you get a chance to look at the university right now, and look at the structure of the university, the campus, the buildings that are there, it's a very, very impressive university to look at, and a beautiful university to look at as well. But it will surprise you if I tell you the pricing. So we are ranked by US News 2021 to be number one in the US for offering the lowest out of state tuition. So an undergraduate program can be done for $21,000. So if you take the national average, it's somewhere around $40,000. We are offering a UG program at $21,000 per year, so which is half the national average, right? And when we talk about scholarships, there are few right at the very entry. There isn't one for UG students, as it is. The fee is very reasonable, very rightly priced for our international population. But there are few scholar programs that are there at the university. So once a student gets in, they can enroll into these scholar programs and look for a scholarship for themselves. Now, if we talk about the graduate programs, right at the very onset, if a student gets selected, they get a guaranteed 20% discount on their tuition or a 20% scholarship on the tuition. So which brings the cost further down to less than $11,000 per year.
Oh,
So somebody, like a student who's going to study computer science, or somebody who's looking to study, engineering programs at the master's level, they are paying as low as $11,900 per year. So they can finish their program in $24,000. So that's the whole beauty of this university. It's an impressive university, and very, very rightly priced for our international population, and very well priced for our Indian population as well. I would say, whenever I'm talking to, group, or talking to agents, or talking to students, I always tell them that this university is placed very correctly in the Indian market. Most of the students are looking for graduate programs. Most of the Indian students are looking for STEM programs, and they are also looking at good ROI. So it all makes sense, I would say.
I think it's all points checked from your end, Deepraj, exactly as per the students' requirements. So, friends, I'm just restating
Yeah.
what Deepraj has shared, the very valuable information. So, you get the STEM courses at this university right in the center of Florida. It offers one of the most reasonable tuition fee for especially for the graduate students, or what you understand is the postgraduate courses It offers as low as just around 8 to 9 lakhs a year, which is maybe its comparison to any other university of the different country also is 30 to 50% lower than what you would compare with the nearest cheapest country, if not even the similar university within the country. So that makes a lot of sense for the students to look at this particular course. And then, of course, for undergrads, the fees is very rightly priced. We know that a lot of colleges, in fact, in USA are priced between $35,000 to $45,000, wherein here we have got the public university for undergrad course only offering you at $21,000. So it's really, really affordable fees for most of the students. Thank you, Deepraj, for this piece of information. And friends, related to what Deepraj
Yeah.
said
So
just now,
one more thing.
yeah, please go
Sorry.
ahead.
Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Okay, so I
Okay.
just wanted
So
to
what I wanted
derive,
to also point out is, uh,
yeah, so just wanted to derive that
go
what
ahead,
you
go ahead.
said
I'll
right.
go second.
Yeah, what you said rightly. In fact, Florida has been the sixth lowest tuition for all 50 states in US, and that's what the news says. So I just wanted to share this thing. Yeah, Deepraj, you can continue.
Mm. And to add on to that, the other good news is the state of Florida also is among the top 15 states in the US that has low cost of housing and low cost of living. So it's already out there. Like there are some like statistics and indexes that you can use, students can use, and when they are also researching, they can also use these statistics to look at each state, how the housing is priced, or how like the cost of living is indexed against some other state or territory in the US.
Absolutely, Deepa. That's also very valuable information and input. So, friends, your living cost is also becomes very reasonable in that sense. Moving further on this point,
Mhm.
Deepraj, now since we have understood the university, the background of the university, and the very cost-effective fee structure and the living cost as well, we'd like to take it further and want to understand from you that uh, what kind of OPTs or CPTs student would expect, especially being a STEM-led university, and what kind of options are
Right.
available from students' point of view?
Right. So, Florida Poly, like any other university, has a very excellent career services team. Like they look after the welfare of our international population in terms of like getting them ready for career after they graduate. So currently, I've told this before, but let me say it again. So we are currently ranked at number 14 when it comes to best career outcomes for students. So which means, like our graduates are getting those jobs, are getting those OPTs, or getting those CPT benefits, are getting those, transition when they move into jobs or when they are moving into a PhD program. So all these things are happening to our students. And, from 4,500 universities coming to the top 14 is, like a big achievement, and that too in just 7 years. So,
Absolutely.
like the university is heading towards the right direction. And let me give you a few statistics. So, out of the 12 state universities in Florida, Florida Poly has the highest median income of $57,000. All right, so this is the median income. There are like salaries that are offered like above $100,000, but like this is the median that, and we are amongst the top. We are in the top. Like amongst 12 state universities in the state of Florida. Now, 75 of our poly grads were hired within 90 days of graduating into tech jobs. So that's another, like things to look at. Now, if when we are talking about OPT, look at where we are placed. We are in Lakeland, so which is 45 minutes driving distance from Orlando and Tampa. We are right on the tech corridor. And these two cities, Tampa and Orlando, have over 15,000 high-tech companies that are offering jobs, and like they are filtering it from the universities that are producing these high-quality graduates. So a lot of good things are happening to our graduates, and I would say like it's a very, very good place to come to. Especially, we have more of undergraduate population at our university. Our graduate population is growing, and that's also the reason why I'm here to recruit more of undergraduate as well as more of graduate students from the country.
Absolutely. Thank you, Deepraj, for this very interesting piece of information, because most of the students and parents, as you rightly said in between, that they usually ask for the ROI rightfully, that what will happen
Mhm.
after the investment is done into the education in this university. And I guess you have got some very, very strong figures to give a very logical answer that why should they look at this university for their education as well as for their career. And just to add to what you rightly
Mhm.
said, I have got my information by my research team that which says that Florida is also ranked fifth in the nation for high tech employment, and that supports to your
Mhm.
conversation and your information which you shared. So definitely, friends, if you are really looking for very focusedly STEM courses, having some good internship included into it, affordability is a major factor which you would like to consider, and would want to go to the state which is very livable, which is very friendly,
Mhm.
in terms of weather, in terms
Mhm.
of its people, in terms of its culture. And in the end, you are looking for a high tech employment and career. Everything is packed together in one answer. Look at the option of looking at Florida Polytechnic University. Thank you very much, Deepraj. Moving further,
Thank you.
yes, many parents are also concerned now, given the COVID situation, that not many universities have opened up their gates for international students, or they are not yet fully equipped to offer the offline experience, educational experience to students.
Mhm.
So, what is the situation at the moment at your university?
So we didn't stop. We had our campus open, and it's still continuing. So we are recruiting students for on-campus experience. So there is no hybrid program, there is no online program. So all programs that are offered are on campus, and there are precautions being taken. There are measures in place to ensure that the infection does not reach to the student population. So everything is on ground. And if you're applying to, so we are open to spring, receiving applications for spring 2022. So students can apply, and they are looking at an on-campus experience.
So, all the undergrad courses are also available in the spring intake.
Yes.
Okay.
So I would
So,
double check on that. I would double check on the undergraduate programs, the entire of it. So, when students are applying, there are always, email addresses or office email IDs. People are there to answer questions. So I would say, just drop in an email. As far as I know, all classes are on campus, on ground, be it undergraduate or graduate. But just to be doubly sure, send in a quick email either to me or either to the university, and get 100% clarity on the question.
okay, absolutely fair enough, Deepraj. So, friends, that's a good news. You have got the intake coming in, and those who are still looking for the admission, and I'm sure because of COVID, a lot of students have got their results delayed because of the ongoing flight issue, visa appointments issue. There are many applications which are still pending, and they are waiting for the right university to join. And in fact, yesterday only, I was talking to one of the students' parents who have taken the admissions here in India on a compromised state, because they couldn't get their course which they were desiring to get in. So if you belong to any of these cases, do contact us, and you have got this amazing university available for you, especially for the STEM and engineering programs. So thank you
Mhm.
very much, Deepraj, for your insights in a short time. So last question, my last question for you, for on behalf of our students, that you come with such a rich experience of promoting US and US education for last many years, and you have seen the US and US education very closely.
Mhm.
What would be your one line advice to our students and parents who are listening to you today?
Before I get there, there's a lot of questions about visas and things like that. So it's good news. Like yesterday, I was looking at statistics from the travel.state.gov website. the official website where all these statistics are uploaded by embassies, U.S. embassies and consulates around the world. So to give you a few numbers, in 2019, before the pandemic, so visas that were issued from the country, India, was 15,345 for the month of July 2020 to 2019. Now, for the month of July 2021, total number of visas that were issued from to the country, I mean to students looking to travel to the US was 31,547, and this is number for
Wow.
only F1 visas. So we the visa issuance number has doubled. So it's a good insight to getting to know the mindset of how the US is now treating international students and welcoming them. And India has been a big promise to the US as well. So there's a good partnership, and we have brilliant students, and they know good quality students will come from India to the US and Phillips University and other other places. So my one liner would be the biggest challenge that I see for a student looking to study in the US is the number of US universities that are there in the US. So over 4,500 US universities. Now anybody, even you and me, will be boggled to do our research. But I would say, there are resources available to help you navigate or shortlist universities, and offices like Live and Aslam and his team are there, to help you navigate that process and make it much more simpler for you. So I would still say, don't give up on your own personal research. That should be an ongoing process, but taking advices from the office that Aleph offers and the services it offers. So do a very strong research, get your right fit university, and you are more than welcome to the US.
Thank you very much, Deepraj. Thanks for your kind words. And yes, friends, so do your research as he is been advocating you very strongly, and be independent in terms of what you want to know about the destination where you want to go. And yes, additionally, you can always take our help for our free services to reach to your dream destination and to the dream university. Deepraj, we really enjoyed the conversation with you. You were very informative, and you're very much on to the point. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much, Aslam. Thank you. Thank you for having great show. And please carry on. This is a great program for students and
Thank
parents
you.
alike.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your kind words. So, friends, thank you very much for joining us to this another interesting talk show on Study in Florida, US. If you still have any further information or query, please feel free to connect with us on our helpline number. That's 99870 or visit our website alif.in. Our experienced counselor will be happy to assist you instantly. My name is Aslam Sheikh, founder and CEO of Alif, signing off with a promise to come back again next Friday, sharp at 5 p.m., with another interesting topic and with some amazingly talented speaker enlightening you on a subject that matters to you the most. Until then, stay safe and stay excited.